Hey guys, another live stream where I can't really talk to the chat because I'm running late yet again. Man, daylight savings time gets me every single time, no matter what. It's like, there was one period where I was going to work and every single day I could not wake up to save my life. Like, it was like I would set 15 alarms and still I would not wake up. It was so frustrating. But I mean, I guess it happens. And maybe I need to set my alarm for 4:30. I don't know. I don't know what else to do. But luckily it's not that big of a deal because we don't really technically open until 8. So I'm not really in trouble or anything. I just hate being late. But that's alright. I wish I could take a day off and just like sleep for hours, because like that's my favorite thing right now. I just would love to go to sleep, but I'm not tired. It's like, it's a weird thing. I must have bit my lip in my sleep. I swear to God, I beat up my mouth in the middle of the night. Like, I wake up and it's like my jaw hurts. So they finally released the bridge video in Delphi. What in the world? These cases lately are so just, I can't. And why? Like, why wouldn't, there was nothing in that video that was that crazy. So I really truly don't understand why they held it out so long. And I really don't understand why it's like we finally get to see it. But this man is in prison, and he's been in prison basically since they arrested him. Richard Allen, and I can't say that he's not guilty because there's something weird with that too. But with Richard Allen, something was like really off from the very beginning, and there's nothing really to tie him to the scene other than an unspent bullet. And they can't really fully prove to me that that was even his bullet. There's several different men in that same area that have like the same type of weapon. I mean, that's crazy to me. Way too many coincidences. I don't even really believe in coincidences. I mean, it depends. If it's like a coincidence, it's like, okay, that's possible. I guess it's possible that, 1 plus 1 can be 2 at the same time as, 0 plus 2 can be 2 also. But it's just extremely weird that all of a sudden they finally released the entirety of the video. And first of all, watching the video, I'm like, it seems like the man is really, really close behind them and walking up at a very fast pace. Like, he was right on their heels. And then when they kind of stand off to the side, it's like his pace of walking didn't add up to him being right behind them right when they were at where they were at. Something is just so weird and I can't put it together. But his voice sounds a little bit different to me based on the clips that we've been shown. The actual voice of the person is a little bit different, and I don't know if it's just my mind playing tricks on me or what, but I don't know. And so these attorneys that are working for Richard Allen are desperately trying to get an appeal and an overturn of his conviction, which the judge and the courtroom doesn't technically have to give him. So it's like, man, if they're really truly railroading this man, he's just gonna get to go to prison and stay there just because, I mean, who's to say he makes that out of, like, what if he doesn't make it out alive of that? And I mean, that's possible. People pass away in prisons all the time. So like, what's it gonna be? He's just gonna make one wrong move and then he's gonna be gone, and then nobody's gonna be able to get actually charged for for the unalivings of the 2 girls, which is so sad. And their families believe he's innocent, and they're fully happy that, you know, their baby's killers is put away. But the whole case, it never made sense. Same thing with Koberger. It doesn't make sense. Such a short amount of time. Same thing with Richard Allen. He allegedly got the girls from place A to place B where they were unalived, and it's like they had to walk through water. His like body type is a little stocky, but he's not really a big guy, and so it's like he was able to get 2 girls over to a different part of the park, and he just forced them without really having much there. Like, how do you force 2 full-size girls across a waterway without, I mean, they say that he had his weapon, but even that, it just doesn't. So I don't know, like, as a juror, that I would have been able to convict him, and they convicted him so easily. It just makes it even worse. It makes it feel even worse, like it's more questionable, because I don't think they really fully presented their case like, oh, it should have been cut and dry, no questions asked. I mean, it's just crazy. All of these cases lately are like, is the investigation what's wrong? Is it like we're just so high tech now that, you know, people can get away with it more easy? Like, I just don't get it. And it's just weird to me. Because where do we go from here? Like, how do we get past all of the hurdles within cases? Are they just all going to be this horrible from here on out? Like, are we just not going to solve anything anymore? I mean, my thing that gave me a little bit of hope, though, is with the Kansas City 3, the men that passed away in the snow from the Big F. They actually are getting their justice now. And so for all of these cases where we feel like nobody's going to ever have to pay the price for what happened, I have hope. And especially like with Sebastian, I have hope that somebody has something somewhere and that it's a possible prosecution in the future type of case. But I mean, I don't know. And nobody made me judge, jury, and executioner either. So it's like, if nothing ever happens from it, and we just have random missing children that never get found, is that like the new normal? Do we have to just learn to deal with that? Because I mean, I don't know that I can. And it's frustrating. It gets really frustrating. And that's why I really encourage some of you guys to take time to step away and not to become so emotionally invested like I am into every single case that you look into, because first of all, it's not healthy, and it's not real life. Like, for me, I like to go on the internet and listen to stuff and participate in stuff and help my brain. I'm not helping anyone really when I try to think I'm solving cases or helping solve cases. It's just for entertainment, honestly. I should probably get off the interstate because it's like at a standstill. I'm really gonna be late. It sucks. So yeah, basically, I don't know. It's a good thing to step away every now and then, because you gotta participate in real life too, you know? This life on the internet is like a getaway from life, and then that becomes like, man, there's so much drama going on right now in drama, crime, mixed together, that it's just like, it's unreal. I guess there's people in the community, which, do you even call it a community, really? I mean, I don't know. I wish I could back up and kind of become a little bit more anonymous than I am, because it's basically like your pretend life on the internet that people decide they want to go real life into, and that's a little bit scary, because nobody really, that was the beauty of being on the internet. Like, you could say who you are and be whatever you want to be, and it's like this magical place in this magical world where you can go to that takes you away from your real life. And it's not realistic, but it's fun to get away that way, because sometimes life gets hard. Sometimes there's real issues in life, and when you go to the internet, it's like, oh, this pretend world. I should have gotten off right there. Oh well. Even when there's video evidence, people still claim their innocence. Right. That's what I mean. And I feel like the culture of my truth, his truth, your truth, once that came out, is when we got these insane theories and stories of what's what and who's who and who's guilty and who's not. Because that makes it to where your truth, aka your perception, and your ideals or your ways or your thought process is your interpretation of the truth. And that's not necessarily the case every time. That's not the case hardly ever. Because usually when you have two sides to a story, there's a fine line in the middle somewhere that's actually true. And so for people to proclaim their truth, it's just like it's not the right word, you know what I mean? And like, words are words. You can't just change the meaning of the word truth and put my in front of it. Woke up to Snowmageddon. What? It's like 48 degrees here. It's not even cold really. Just a little chilly. But that's crazy. What state are you in? And how much snow? That's crazy. It's like March. Today's my parents' 41st wedding anniversary. 42nd. How old am I? I'm 42. So 41st. 43rd. Oh my god. What came first? The egg or the chicken? Does anyone know? I don't. So yeah, basically, I don't know. It's like there's a fine line between life and real and internet life and online life. Because it's like, I don't come up here and talk and act like I don't act in real life. But, and that's another thing. Some people were always kind of asking me, a few people always ask me consistently, like why I'm not the same person on television when I'm up there with him. It's like my in-life public personality versus my in-life at-home personality is a little bit different. Just like my phone voice. If you called my work and I answered the phone, that person on the phone, that's not really me. That person on the phone is an extra fake and phony me, which I hate being that. But, it's necessary sometimes to get paid. But that person on the phone is definitely not me. That person on the phone is like Felicia or something. Because that's definitely not me. And so I guess that's my example or my explanation. It's like you gotta have public behavior and impersonal behavior. And I guess on my channel I basically just do what I want. So you're just gonna hear whatever I say when I say it. And when I'm doing this like this, it's like it feels like I'm rambling. I'm talking to myself basically. I'm not interacting with chat because I'm basically looking at the road. Basically, let's say 1,500 more times. If this is how today's gonna go, I just can't wait. I love this for me. And yeah. So we're not gonna stop and get coffee today either. It's gonna be a great day. And then when I was walking out, Jimmy's like, I'm gonna get some sleep today. Yay. Motherfucker, I swear to God. Sometimes you don't even know. Like, that's the perfect thing to say when I'm like, bye. Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of sleep. Thank you. That's awesome. Who even are you? And why are you here? Why am I here? Full moon tomorrow. That's the problem. I already know. And you know what's funny? I used to run shifts in the ambulance at Station 1, and they called it No Run 1, except for when I was there. And I don't know how. I had to run 4 shifts a month. So what would happen is that we would have to turn our schedules in, and we would have to let everybody know, you know, like I want to work this Saturday and this Friday. And when I was doing EMS, it was volunteer, so I would work every day just like I am now, and then on either Friday after work or Saturday morning or Saturday night and then Sunday morning would be my times when I would be able to work the ambulance, because they're 12-hour shifts. Ambulance shifts are 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and so I would somehow manage every single time to get put onto the schedule where there's a full moon. And I would get on to shift. First of all, and this is PSA, and what was I just gonna say? Damn it, I hate when that happens. What was I just gonna say? I would tell my shifts that I want. The word quiet. I hate saying it. I hate saying it so much because it's like I have PTSD from it. When you're on an ambulance and you have a crew, you have a fire crew that works with you most of the time. They come to the scene first, so you get to work with those slow dum-dums first. But if for whatever reason you're on your shift and you're in the break room or in the daybed room, just chilling, and you just happen to be able to sleep, or you just happen to be able to be in some quiet, peaceful times, whatever you do, do not say the word quiet, ever. Because the second, and you know what, I said it as an intern, and I had an intern on my bus one time say it, and it usually kind of just turns into like, oh, let's go get something to eat, you know, we don't have calls. So, you know, you're out about getting something to eat, standing in line, and somebody, usually the intern, is like, man, it sure is quiet tonight. Next thing you know, you've got your freaking headset. Ambulance 1246, please report. Please report. Ambulance 1246. Jesus Christ, there you go. And then at that point in time, you're standing in line for your food, usually. You don't get to get it because, I mean, you gotta go. And at that point of the night, it'll literally go to call, another crazy call. Like, there'll be like a gunshot, or there'll be like a stabbing. I mean, it never fails, ever. No matter what, you could be in like BFE with like 2 people in the town, and it always happens. So, like, the word quiet is taboo. You just do not say it. If you're on an ambulance, you don't do it. Because I've done it. It's not fun. Man, I got to one shift, and actually, you know what? It was this time that I said it. We had a call, and it was in a residential facility. And I get to scene, I go in, and the lady's basically like having gastro pains, like just really bad side pains, and my partner, who like really thinks that it's funny to make me do everything, and that, you know, I'm the intern, so I want to learn, so like, here, you go here. And it was a lot of fun because he would like shove me into the OR. When we got to the freaking hospital one time, it was like a lady that had driven her car into a lake, and she was really drunk, and she was banged up because they had pulled her out of the lake in her car. Actually, I think it's her daddy's car, and it was like a really fancy car, now that I think about it. And that guy that I was working with was like, go in there, you need to see this. And he like shoved me into the little room with the doctors and everything. Oh my god, I had so much fun. But the girl was like, I'm not drunk, I didn't drink. I'm like, Lord, I'm like, we're not the police. You just gotta tell us so that we can make sure that you're fixed up, okay? And she's like, I swear these people are telling me I'm drunk and I'm not. I'm like, oh my God. Well, you know, if you're not drunk, then, you know, we've got to check for other things. And you don't want us to have to go do a catheter or, you know, I said something really uncomfortable that you'd have to do as an EMT. Well, she was drunk. She drove her daddy's, like, Lambo into the freaking river. It was bad. But, yeah. I walked into the customer's little residential place, and the guy I'm working with is like, just thinks it's so funny. He's just sitting there kind of to the side. He's like, yeah, this is my intern, nice to meet you, blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, yeah, nice to meet you. And then the patient's like, well, if you have to take my blood, I have AIDS, so go ahead and I'll assist you with that. I'm like, okay. So I'm like gloving up, and I'm trying not to be like really, and that's the thing that sucks, is that my face just doesn't lie. I stopped so now I can talk to you guys. But I basically hear what she says, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, don't be nasty to nobody, you know? So like in the back of my mind, I'm like, you know, everybody is human, and you know, I don't know how they got that, but I don't want to get that. So I'm like, I'm putting 2 pairs of gloves on. And you could tell by my face that I'm like, because, you know, it's contagious through blood. But I did it, and it was fun. And I had such a good time. I miss it sometimes. But, let's see what you guys have been talking about. You make my mornings, Peter. Thank you. That's so sweet. Thank you so much for saying that, because I'm just here, just talking. And I don't know, I'm self-conscious, I guess. I overthink everything. And then I'm just like, man, I just sat here and just, like, what did I even say? Do these people really care? Like, I don't know. But yet, here I am every day. It's weird. It's like, you know, a little bit of extra income helps. And so I always tell myself all the stuff that I make on my YouTube channel is my extra money to give to my kid. Because she's always... It's closed, sir. Some man was just walking around my car, so I was watching him, but he's like on the phone, and he's like, hey, I pulled up to this place, and sir, it's closed. It's not open yet. But I guess I gotta go in here now. People are looking for me. I think Turtle Island should be earlier at night, so you get more sleep. You get up so early in the morning. Most of the time, I'm okay. It's just the daylight saving time, and then the transition of moving stuff, and we've been doing so much remodeling. Thank you, Kathy. There's a little heart. It's just, you know, it happens. I can sleep when I'm dead, which won't be for a long time. But yeah, Turtle Island's always been at the time that it is, and it's like, it works. Tonight is, yeah, that. And, my parents' anniversary, so we're actually supposed to be going somewhere to dinner. I don't know. I'll make it, though. It's not that big of a deal. I'm not old. I'm pretty young. I used to stay up, like, for days sometimes, but I can't do that anymore. I would be just really cranky. I love Turtle Island. Yeah, me too. I read your comment, and I read it like that one character. I like turtles. Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. I gotta go on that note. And hope you guys have a good day. Be nice to somebody. You know, yada yada, what I always say. Have a good rest of your day. And I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Bicycle!